Okay. Boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning into a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have an incredible guest with us today, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than Minister Clive Muhammad of Jamaica. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, Joshua.
Thank you very much, sir, for your patience and your understanding. And thank everyone who continues to watch the People's Podcast as we work out this amazing interview live from Jamaica. And thank you everyone who's tuned in to the People's Podcast. Okay, so the first question we have for you, Brother Minister, is when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
So, thank you again, Brother Josh, for the invitation and for being on your podcast. And I want you to know, brother, that during the pandemic, I developed this connection with this podcast. So I know those words, and you are live. Yes, sir. Yes, it's truly an honor to be here, brother. Okay, so yes, I heard the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad for the first time around late 1993 to early 1994. And it was on my cousin's veranda while they were trimming hair that I went to get an haircut. Me going to get the haircut, they were talking about Elijah. And of course, at that time I had seen the movie Malcolm X before. So when I heard them talking about Elijah Muhammad, my only picture of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the image that I got from the movie. So when I heard them saying Elijah Muhammad, I said to my cousin, is it the same Elijah Muhammad you are talking about that I saw in the movie? Is that and the other? Based on the picture that I got. Right? My cousin. My language was really derogatory, Brother Josh. Low down. Yes. But you know, I was like Paul on the road to Damascus. You know what I mean? And my cousin said to me, you shouldn't make judgment of things that you don't know or don't have knowledge of. I said, okay. I live with that. And then he stretched the Bible. He was passing the Bible to me, Malachi chapter 4. And I hesitated, Brother Josh. I hesitated because of my arrogance at that time. But because he was family, I took the Bible from him. And I read Malachi chapter 4, where it spoke about, behold, the day comes, or cometh, that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud and all that do wicked shall be like stubble. And that day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts. Shall leave them neither root nor branch. Behold, I send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and the children's heart to their fathers, lest I smite the earth with a curse. And when I read that, Brother Josh, I knew that wasn't talking about 4,000 years ago. I was intelligent enough as a young man to know then that this is talking about present time. This is talking about judgment time. So in my reading that, I asked my cousin if I could get any books to read, because even though I was ignorant, and I smoked a lot of weed too, Brother Josh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't tell you that part.
Yes, sir.
I smoke a lot of weed. And when I smoke, sometimes I read. Yeah. Yeah, I take a book and I focus on, if it's a good book, I'll read it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I asked if there was any books, and I gave And I got the book towards understanding Islam. And I read it from cover to cover. Then when I returned the book, they gave me The Fall of America. That's where my whole journey, teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad began. Yes, sir. Around late 93, early 94. Yes, sir.
All praises to Allah. And thank you, everyone who's continuing to like, share, subscribe to people's podcasts. Since the name is as the prayer hands of people showing you love all across the country. Can't wait to put this on YouTube. Please let us know where you all are watching from. Okay, yes, sir. Well, Brother Minister, we were speaking previously about drug addiction and how you were at once on crack as a very young man. And how were you able to break that habit?
Okay, so yes, at the age of, you're not getting a feedback from my microphone, are you, Brother Josh?
No, sir. Just the win. No, sir.
So at 17 years of age, I began smoking crack cocaine. It was my lifestyle that brought me to crack cocaine, and it became an habit. I wasn't no crackhead. Let me make that clear. Yeah. you know crackheads when you see them, right? I could have been, but it wasn't obvious.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So, but I would smoke crack occasionally when when I did it, it was like from morning to morning, non-stop. We would have someone who goes out and buy cool drinks, you know, beer and supplication and all that kind of stuff. And then we would just be there and just send to purchase more when it was done. We smoked for 24 hours or more, and then we would just go to sleep. And we would get up and then we would be off the habit maybe again for another 2-3 days, and then until we get back on it. Sometimes we would break maybe for a month or even more. But I was on the crack, and I was in that habit. But I broke the habit when I got the teachings. When I got the teachings, I had no desire, anything whatsoever. Beloved, let me tell you this. I would go to bed as a Muslim, dream that I was smoking weed. And when I got up and realized that it was a dream, it was like heaven to me, beloved. As a young man, I used to see old people smoke cigarettes. And I would say, you know, that's going to be you if you live to be old. Now, I know that if I had not gotten the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I would not live to be old, Brother Josh. I remember I was about 19 years of age, and a police officer told me, you are not going to see 20. It's either 20 or 25. One of those years he told me. He said to me, I am 30 years old and you are not going to live to see 20. I am 53 years of age today, Brother Josh. Alive and well by Allah's grace and mercy. Yes, sir. So it's just my acceptance of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad that got me off of all foolishness that I was involved in. Yes,
all praises to Allah. Beautiful. Yes, sir. Okay, well, Minister Clive, let's talk about the Most Honorable Minister Farrakhan coming to Jamaica to speak and you being there to witness that for the first time. What was that like?
So it was 1995. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was coming into Jamaica to do a message on Father's Day. And we were at the National Arena. Huge numbers at the National Arena. I was soldiering in the ranks at this time, and I had a local captain. And I was with a brother from Texas. Myself and another brother, we were with this brother, soldiering with the brother, and the brother said to us, when it comes time for the minister to go on stage, we are going to go inside of the arena. So we never left this brother's side. While we were soldiering, my local captain came to me and he said, I'm assigning you some duties. I said, I'm with this brother Cap. He said, brother, you know what a captain is like, brother Josh.
Yes,
he
sir,
said,
yes,
brother.
Sir.
So he's now exercising his captain authority, which he should and have a right to. He said, brother, I said, brother Cap, I'm with this bro. I'm with this brother, bro. So, you know, when time came for the minister to go on stage, the brother brought us inside. And we went inside. And the brother that was there with me, brother, the other Jamaican brother, he was crying crocodile tears, brother Josh. He saw the Honorable Minister Min Farrakhan. I didn't cry. There was no tears like running down my eyes, but I was overawed. I was feeling so much joy in seeing the Honorable Minister Min Farrakhan, knowing that I've been listening to him for over a year or more, and to be able to see him now physically for the first time, it brought me so much joy. Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. All praises due to Allah. Now, how did you go from coming in, you seeing him, to becoming a minister in Jamaica? How did that happen?
That's a good question, Brother Joshua. So I am very articulate. I didn't go to a university, Brother Joshua. I didn't go to any of the prominent, what we call secondary schools here in Jamaica either. But I am and I know that I am very articulate. And I know that I am very intelligent as well. I mean, I chose the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Min Farrakhan, right? You can't be more intelligent than that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So while being in the ranks, I read more than anybody else, brother. Let me tell you straight up. I read more than anybody else. Because when I started reading, I was still smoking weed and reading. Oh, by the way, I said I stopped crack cold turkey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I stopped cigarettes cold turkey. I didn't stop weed cold turkey, Brother Josh. I was still smoking some weed while I was coming up. Yeah, while I was learning.
Yes, sir.
So whenever I would read a book, I would be red.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Under the influence, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I would do my reading, but I would read so much, and I was able to cover so many books that I read all the books of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in no limit of time. Fall of America, Our Savior's Arrived, The Message to the Black Man, and How to Eat to Live. Everything that every book that I could get my hand on, I would read. So even my cousin that introduced me to the teachings, he didn't know the difference between Elijah Muhammad and Muhammad ibn Abdullah. I heard him one time in the barbershop mixing up both, and I said, no, sir. See, Muhammad ibn Abdullah is the one who the Quran was revealed to. Elijah Muhammad is the one who Master Fard Muhammad came and met with. So I was the one who made them aware, but it was just by my reading. So no, I remember them coming to me one day, and they were saying to me, brother, you know, we want you to be a minister. So we are going to take you into, you know, the shopping area, get you some garments, because I was just strictly jeans and t-shirts, you know what I mean?
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
I said, brother, I'm not ready for that yet. But the reason I told him I wasn't ready for that yet, Brother Josh, was because I knew I was still smoking weed. You couldn't argue with me in the barbershop. You couldn't come in the barbershop and oppose the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because I was so hip. As the Rock would say. I was so hip on teachings at that time, brother, that I would, anybody who comes in and oppose the teachings, I would handcuff them with the teachings. So these brothers wanted me to represent until the brother who was teaching us at that time, Brother Anwar Bia, may God rest his soul, may Allah be pleased with him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He wanted me to be an assistant to him because he had another assistant, but that assistant wasn't consistent. So he said he wanted me to be an assistant to him, and I accepted the responsibility to assist him in the teachings. And when another set of brothers took over, as the brothers went to Miami, and the choice was made of who would be minister and captain then, and Minister Rasul Mohammed was the 7th regional representative at that time. So when the brothers came back, they said, they are taking over and they are moving us from where we were, and then taking us to another place in the capital city of Kingston. And I was on post one Sunday, and I don't know, but somebody told them that, Brother Clive, you can ask him to teach. And the brothers came, the captain came, and he said to me, brother, the minister wants you to open up for him. I went upstairs and I opened up. Following Sunday, I was downstairs again on post, and he came to me just the same and said, brother, the minister wants you to open up. I went upstairs and I opened up, and each Sunday after that, I would be called to open up for the minister until I was told, brother, the minister wants you to be his assistant. I accepted the responsibility then of becoming assistant. Now let me walk you through something here, Brother Josh. I was assisting the minister, and the minister, he abandoned his post somewhat at one point, and Minister Rasul was called in. So Minister Rasul made a calling from Florida, from Miami. It was a conference call to the laborers, instructing the minister to get on your post. Be on your post and don't cause anything to cause you to not be on your post. But the brother still did not come on his post. So the minister had to fly into Jamaica, Minister Rasul. So when he flew into Jamaica, we had a laborers meeting, and the brother was removed from his post. He was a senior brother at that time. So he was removed from his post, and that was a Saturday evening, because we were told that the brother would be removed from his post. But the following Sunday, the minister said he would have a democratic election to elect a minister. Now, the mass at Wildman Street. Yes, Wildman Street. Wildman Street. Yes, Wildman Street. It was packed to capacity that Sunday. And after the minister spoke, called for a believers meeting, a back meeting, informed the believers that the minister then would be removed from his post, and he wanted the believers to select a minister. The first sister that spoke, she was an elderly sister. She said, well, I think Brother Clive should be the minister because he's the assistant to the brother, so I think he should be the minister. And Brother Josh, whole mosque our study group, because we were functioning like a mosque, even though we were a study group. Whole study group said, Brother Clive, Brother Clive. Now, I'm telling you the truth, brother, I was sweating. And a young man in the study group, he said, then if Brother Clive becomes the minister for Kingston, who will be the coordinator in Portmore? Because I was coordinating a study group in Portmore.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Rasul said, that's a very good question. Do you have any minister? Do you have any brothers in Kingston that can teach? Someone identified a brother. That brother wasn't registered. And somebody else identified a brother by the name of Brother Andrew. And he asked the question, Brother Andrew, are you registered? And the brother was registered. He said, okay, brother, so you will be the minister in Kingston. Then Minister Rasul said, anybody who is going to be the minister in Kingston has to be the minister for Jamaica. So Brother Andrew, you will be the minister for Jamaica. He looked at me and he said, Brother Clive, buy out the people there. And he laughed, you know, and he said, no, brother. He said, Brother Clive, you must be doing a good job for everybody to want to select you. So Brother Andrew, work with Brother Clive and bring him to Kingston to teach at times. And at times you go to Portmore to teach. So I remained the assistant minister under Brother Andrew. And Brother Andrew ran into some issues. And when he ran into some issues, he called on Minister Rasul. I remember it was a Friday night. And Minister Rasul called me that Friday night. And he asked me, brother, how do you feel about being the minister for Jamaica? I was lost for words, in truth. And then he said, Brother Andrew is on the other side of the line. Brother Andrew, at that time, I was holding down the ministry, Brother Josh. At that time, my house was being used as the study group. Because we had lost the building that we had in Kingston. And my house was the base. And Brother Andrew was not attending meetings. So I was acting as minister at that time. So apparently he told Minister Rasul, and Minister Rasul said, brother told me that it is your house that is being used as a mosque. And I said, yes, sir. Brother Andrew, do you have a problem? And Brother Andrew said, brother Minister, Brother Clive is the best man for the job, and he's the one who's doing stuff and da. So Minister Rasul asked me again, do you have a problem with becoming minister at Jamaica? I said, no, sir. He said, okay, brother, don't announce it. I will announce it. And for months at that time, we wore the title ministers, and even study group coordinators, you wore the title minister. And Brother Andrew was still being referred to as minister. And I was still being referred to as Brother Clive. And I never said to anyone during that time, no, I'm the minister. No, I soldiered. See, I soldiered until Minister Rasul came in, held a meeting and announced publicly to the believers that I was the minister. That was about 2004. I think it was around that time, Brother Josh, around 2004 that I came on the post as minister. Yes, sir.
Oh, praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful. My sister Miriam says, all praise be to Allah. And people showing you love all across the country. Can't wait to put this on YouTube for you. For a minute, 1 second. We do have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast this month. I want to thank everyone who continues to show love across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We appreciate every like, share, and subscription that you all have done. Thank you for showing love to our brother student minister Clive Muhammad out of Jamaica. If you would like to be a sponsor or donor, please cash at the People's Podcast. My brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book, coloring book, and now Spanish book, all three available on Amazon. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country, right here in the studio in Atlanta, Georgia. We love our tiny dancers. Rock Communications. If you're working on a book and you need copy editing, project management, or content development, please reach out to Rock Communications. Fashion Gods, Urban Streetwear for men and boys, 314-329-6009. He'll keep you dressed in the best of fashion. Student Minister Robert L. Muhammad out of Austin, Texas, conflict mediation, squashing the beef throughout the Southwest region. He does a phenomenal job. His wife, Sister Fudia Muhammad, children of the Most High, giving birth to a God in the science of child rearing. Brother Kenneth, Bowtie Maker Extraordinaire, he'll ship Bowties to you anywhere in the nation. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 Disinfecting Cleaning Services. My father's book, A Soldier, the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Right back to our brother student minister out of Jamaica, Minister Clive Muhammad. Okay, great. I wanted to ask you, sir, has the minister, the Most High Minister Farrakhan, ever given you some advice that has kept you going while you're all the way in Jamaica?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. I remember meeting with Minister Farrakhan, and this was not the first meeting. The first meeting officially as his student minister in Jamaica. And Brother Waliullah was the one who was determined that I meet with Minister Farrakhan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So he took me to the minister's hotel room, and the minister asked me a few questions. The minister asked me if I was married and if I had children, how many children, and what I did for a living. And after saying all of that, no, I had ear on my head at that time, Brother Joshua. You know, I was looking like you at that time, so I was a handsome young man at that time, brother. You know, so the minister said, "You are an handsome young man, and women will like you. Brother, stick to your wife." See, and he said, "Don't chase off the filthy lucre." Those instructions, Brother Josh, stayed with me. And in my journey, Brother Josh, there are things that I would never have dreamt of. I was invited to Savior's Day in 2011, and I didn't have a visa for travel in the United States. So when I went to the embassy, they turned down my visa application. And the minister was doing a tour through the Caribbean. I think this was 2012. And I was invited to be a part of the tour. I was a part of the Dominica leg, Barbados, and the Trinidad. So I went to these three countries accompanying the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I want to share an experience that I had, because at that time we sat with the Prime Minister of Dominica, Mr. Scary. And I remember it was breakfast, and we were sitting. The minister was invited to breakfast with Prime Minister Roosevelt Scary, and he took us along as his student ministers with him. And I remember the Prime Minister saying to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that Dominica is yours, Minister Farrakhan. He said, but while I was going to college in the States, I grew up on your tapes. Dominica is yours. And in truth, Brother Josh, Dominica was for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because I remember the motorcades while we were traveling through Dominica. It was all police escort, numerous amount of police police vehicles that carried us through Dominica. The minister, of course, I think it was a Benz or a BMW that he was given to travel in. But most of the brothers who were on security were in police vehicles, marked vehicles. I remember traveling with a brother from New York, and the brother was about 2 vehicles behind the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. The brother said, look at me. Who would tell, could my mother tell, that I would be traveling one day in a motorcade with Jesus? No, this was a more mature brother than myself. Big brother. When I say big, I mean body-wise, structure-wise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Brother was almost in tears, Brother Josh. I'm traveling in a motorcade with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the brother was so excited. We went to New York. Let me just divert a little bit. We went to New York, and brother had shaken the hand of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So the minister saw the brother on post and shook his hand. And this was a graduation night for FOI. And I went to class in Mass number 7 in Harlem, right? And when the brother went up to speak, the brother said, "Minister shook my hand." The brother said if he didn't have to bathe and do all these things, he wouldn't wash his hand. And the brother was in tears, Brother Josh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you could recognize that this was an hardcore brother. This you can tell men who are hardcore. This was an hardcore brother. The brother said the minister shook my hand, and he was in tears, Brother Josh. And I said, look at the love for this man. Well-deserved love as well, Brother Josh. So I toured through those areas of the Caribbean with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And in 2013, the minister said he wanted me to come to Savior's Day. I think Savior's Day was Chicago in 2013. So I went back to the embassy to get a visa. And you know, they were asking questions because you're not allowed to give them anything. They ask you questions. But one of the questions that he asked, when I told him that I was the student representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in Jamaica, he asked me, do you have any proof of that? And I had received a letter from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as an invitation. So I shoved the letter in. And he took it, and he opened it, and he went away for a few minutes. And he came back, and he said, okay, we will give you a 10-year visa. So I was a guest in Chicago. It's either Chicago or Detroit, not remembering exactly. No, 2013, but I was a guest. And just like in the Caribbean, let me share this with the viewing audience.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because a lot of people don't know who the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is throughout the Caribbean and being invited as guest of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan
Yes,
in
sir.
2013 and 2014. I sat at the table of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan every evening for dinner, Brother Joshua. See, a young man out of Jamaica, some people would have written off in my former years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would have been written off as nothing to some. See, but my issue of blood was cured as a result of touching the elm of his garment, Brother Joshua. And so when we would sit at the table of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I have a brother in New York. He only refers to the minister as the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So when he says most, he says it 2 times. He says the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I agree with him. See, so the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan would teach us, feed us not just physically, but he would feed us spiritually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
From his table, when we sat with him. Then in 2014, 2015, I was attempting to visit the millions more, no, Justice or Else. 2015, I was attempting to visit Justice or Else. Now listen to this, Brother Joshua, and I'm going to say this to your audience as well. Don't deny your Lord. Because I did that, Brother Joshua. I was going in to New York, to leave from New York to go to Chicago. And when I was stopped by Border Patrol, right? And they started asking me some serious questions. Where are you going? So I'm going to New York. You know, what's your purpose? I'm going, you know, visit my brother. I'm going to do some shopping for my children, you know, and stuff like that. Where else are you going? Saying going nowhere else. No, this is Miami, Brother Joshua.
Yes, sir.
And at that time, Miami was very hostile against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan because he had said words that they were offended by the Justice or Else. So I was trying to be smart. See, but at this time, you know what they did? They called my brother in New York to ask him, where are you going? Is there any place else that you will be going? And my brother said, yes, we are going to Justice or Else. So I didn't know that my brother told him that. So I was there. You know what they started doing, Brother Joshua? They started digging into my past. And they dug into my past, Brother Joshua. And they came up with my files. And they said, look, in the interview that you did for your visa, you have here where it says you have never been arrested. But we see here where you have been arrested. Well, I said, well, I didn't consider that as being important because I was never convicted. They said, well, it didn't mention conviction. It mentioned arrested. You know what they did, Brother Joshua? They revoked my visa, turned me back. In 2020, Brother Joshua, I got a phone call that the minister wants me into Chicago, into Detroit, for Savior's Day. I said to the brother who called me, brother, I don't have a visa. And I don't believe that I would be able to secure a visa at this time based on the short period of time that is left, because usually when you apply for a visa, brother Josh, you have to make an application. They give you a date, which sometimes it's a drawn out date, and then you have to take a while to pick up the visa. If they approve. Brother said, well, brother, call Sister Amina and tell her that. I said, well, brother Clyde, you can't call Sister Amina and tell her that. You have to just go and apply. So I put out the word, and the brother responded, because we're in a group. So the brother responded that he works at a travel agency and he would love for me to use his travel agency to make the application.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the travel agency the following day. And when I went, I showed the sister. The sister said, I don't see no reason why they would have revoked your visa. You went to all these countries. You spent just a few days. You went to Chicago. You spent 4 days. You went to Detroit. You spent 4 days. You went to New York. You spent approximately a month. Why would they revoke your visa? I said, well, sister, you know what? They said that on my application, it was stated that I was never arrested, yet they have found where I was arrested. She said, oh, that's the reason why. She said, can you prove that you were never convicted? I said, well, I would have to go to the courts. She said, I'll make I'll look a date for you for the interview, but you must get this information in order to go to the interview. I said, I'll try. So she said she found an early date, brother. She found an early date.
Mm.
So I went to the court's office to ask for my documents to prove that I was not convicted, because I was charged for the capital charge. And when I went, they were searching. They said this will take 5 working days.
Mm.
I didn't have 5 working days to go back to the embassy, brother Josh. It will take 5 working days. I said, I'm going to the embassy and I need it to the embassy in 2 days. They said, well, we can try. So they started searching. And they said, you know what, you'll have to come back maybe within 2 to 3 hours. I went back, they said they were searching, they didn't find anything. So I should come back tomorrow. I went back the following day. They said they didn't find anything. I said, is there a supervisor or somebody that I can talk to? Somebody said, introduced me to the supervisor. I said, could I be given a letter to prove that I was never convicted? They said, that should we should be able to do that. They produced a letter for me, stamped it, gave it to me. I went to the embassy. You have lots of lines. And in these lines, Brother Joshua, you have a lot of black interviewers. You have a lot of black interviewers. I said, I want to go to one of these brothers to interview me. So happened that the line that I was placed into is a Caucasian. So I say, oh hell, whatever it is, Allah is the best knower. So I went up into the line, Brother Josh. And when I went up into the line, the man asked me, why did they revoke your visa? I laid it out to him, plain words, right? So he said, okay, so do you have proof that you were not convicted? I said, yes, sir, I got this from the court's office. And he took it. He took the letter from the Honorable Minister Min Farrakhan, and he went away to the back of the interview room. Then he came back to the front with the glasses and he said, "We will call you. We are going to go over this information that you gave us and we will call you." I said, "Okay, sir," and I left. The young lady called me the following Friday, to come and pick up your passport, Mr. Mohammed. Let me tell you this, brother Joshua. The minister's travel agent, brother Kenneth, called me while I was coming out of the court's office to say, "Brother Clive, your flight is booked for this day and this flight." I said, "Brother Kenneth, I don't have a visa." He said, "Yes, I understand that, brother, but your flight is booked for this day and this flight." I said, "Okay, sir." So when the young lady called me to say, "Come and pick up your passport," I said, "So you didn't give me the visa?" So I'm like, kind of like upset, you know what I mean? She said, "I can't answer that, sir. I can't answer that, Mr. Mohammed. Come and get your passport." Right. So I went, and brother Josh, I got back the 10 years in the book, and I was able. This was like when I was coming in from Detroit in 2020. A sister in Jamaica, while I was coming through the airport, she said, "So they took your visa away from you and gave it back?" She said, "This is unusual." She stamped me back in, as entering back into the country. And I said, "This is a miracle, brother Josh." See, but I made the step. Minister made the call, I made the step. And Allah answered the call, brother Josh. And in 2020, mind you know, there was word of the COVID virus in the air at that time. So I traveled with my hand sanitizer, my wipes and all of that kind of stuff while on the aeroplane. When I was coming back through, I was careful of what I touch. And at that time, there were no mask mandates or anything like that. You were just careful because you knew there was something in the air. And when we got here for part 2 of Savior's Day, the pandemic had now picked up at that time, where brothers and sisters from the UK couldn't go in. And I said, "You know what, let me just stay back and see what's happening." And by March 2020, the pandemic was widespread. And I said, only Allah, because this had to be a miracle to prove to me, don't deny your Lord.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Brother Josh, we don't need anything outside of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan. In our I seek thy refuge prayer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It says, "Oh Allah, suffice thou me."
Yes, sir.
With the lawful things.
That's right. That's right.
Keep me away from prohibited things, and with thy grace make me free from want of all that is besides thee. We don't and should not want anything, my dear brother, that is besides Allah and his Messiah in our midst.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All praises to, like, some people showing you love. My sister Naima said teach. Sister Miriam said teach. Brother Kente sends a greetings. Brother Malik Saeed Blackwood says Blackwood says all praises to Allah. Sister Arnie, Sister Fatima, there's people showing you love all across the country. We just have 2 more questions for you, Brother Minister. What type of music do you like to listen to?
I love soft music. They call them love songs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
they calm the spirit. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love me some good Jamaican reggae.
Okay,
you know me, Jamaican, so I have to love me some good Jamaican reggae. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I love
And,
me some good
and our last question for you, sir, is what would you like your legacy to be, Brother Minister?
Brother, I don't know anything about legacy. The Holy Quran says, and let me not die unless I die the death of a Muslim. That's what I would love for my legacy to be. Brother Josh, let me share something with you before.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
There was one time that I felt like I was actually dying, Brother Josh. That was a long time ago. I called my children. I woke them up because my wife was with me during this ordeal. I woke my children up. You know what I said to them? I said to my daughter, be a Muslim. Don't do anything that will upset your mother. I want you to be in that at peace. Do this for your father. I really felt like I was going to die, Brother Josh, that particular morning, that early morning. And I told her, this is the request that I made of my daughter. And the request I made of my son was, son, serve the nation of Islam. That's the legacy that I would love to have, Brother Josh, to see my offspring come and take up the banner. I gave my son the name Elijah Muhammad. He's now 19 going on 20. At that time, it was unusual for someone in Jamaica to wear the name Muhammad, especially Elijah Muhammad. I gave him that name and I told him, you know whose name is this that I gave you?
Yes, sir.
I gave you the name of Jesus Christ.
Allahu Akbar.
See, that's the name I gave you. And I said to him that morning, I said, so serve the nation, live Islam. And I told him, go back to bed. That's what I want you to do for your father. When I made the request of them, they said, yes, Dad. I know they were tired in the wee hours of the morning. They said, yes, Dad. They were looking at me like, why is he telling us this? I know Allah is not going to take him. Yeah, yet. Well, they didn't know how I was feeling that particular morning. But they answered in the affirmative. And Allah brought me back, Brother Josh. Allah brought me back. And I was able, my wife said to me, of all the things that you could have said to them, look at what you said to them. We are at peace. Serve the nation. That's the legacy that I would love to see, Brother Josh. Thank you for that question.
Yes, sir. Beautiful. All praise due to Allah. Brother Wayne Muhammad says, teach people all over the country showing you love, all over. Yes, sir. Man, people all over the world showing you love. I want to thank you for your sacrifice on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast, and the sacrifices of your family to help establish Islam on the island of Jamaica, holding it down there, representing so strong. I want to thank everyone all of the believers, for their sacrifice, for standing with you as you all stand with the Nation of Islam, and as you represent the Most Honorable Min Farrakhan, the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Thank you very much. And thank you for coming on People's Podcast, sir. This means a lot to me. I want to thank everybody who's watching. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you as well, and your family, Brother John.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.